Like the waters of the Manatee River beside us, time is an ever-flowing river in which we must all live with. You are leaders. Whether you wanted to be or not, you are at the very top of high school athletics and have proven that within the challenge of leadership of this team, that when the negative has come, you have stood together and faced it, united. Tonight you will lead and fight for your teammates on your night. You will fight for your institution, for those fans in the stands, for your fellow students, and this community. But most of all, you will fight, tonight, for your family. Tonight, under the lights of Harllee, you will represent the generations that have come before you. You will embody their sacrifice and their triumphs. You will represent what Tiger Pride means to this community and show our opponent the meaning of never dies. Because tonight, with heavy hearts, our family says goodbye to the young boys from Palmetto, and we welcome our men, our seniors, in red and black. Remember what you represent. You are the flagship of Manatee County. You are the Palmetto Tigers.
TSA chapter and has volunteered regularly at Palmetto Elementary in the 21st century after school.
Tonight's aerial coverage is provided by the Manatee County Fair, the place to see and be seen, January 16th through the 26th, 2020. TigerVision is made possible in part by Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family. Impact Staff Leasing. Garrett Richard, we are workers' comp. Port Manatee. Boyd Insurance. DeVito's Auto Repair. The Manatee County Fair. Drug Free Manatee. Richardson Stinton Roofing. Superior Asphalt. Slot Machine Charters, Captain Griffin Deans. Asa Power. Sign Zoo, turn some heads. Apex, office products and furniture. Now, let's kick it to the booth with tonight's commentators, Brian Varnador, Ken Burton Jr., and Rick Wells.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. Kickoff's right around the corner. Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for some Tiger football.
We are live from Florida Suncoast. Welcome to TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. It's senior night here at Harllee Stadium in Palmetto, Florida. And the St. Pete Green Devils have traveled south over Tampa Bay on that beautiful Sunshine Skyway Bridge. And they've arrived here at the Jungle on the campus of Palmetto High. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., Troy Bellamy on the statistics, and Tom Porter on the sidelines. Here on senior night, it can be a very emotional night. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner and proud father of senior defensive back, Tyler Wells, for his pregame thoughts. Rick?
Well, thank you, Brian. Welcome, Kenny. And as Kenny's trying to adjust my earpiece at the last second, we always wait till the last second, but it's good to be back home. I want to tell you guys, and I don't want to be Captain Obvious and belabor what everything that took place last week, but we didn't play well. And these young men paid the price for that this week in practice. They practiced hard. These coaches did everything that they could do to get them refocused on what the true goal is here, and that's a championship that we can bring back to Palmetto and really not think too much about what happened. I mean, you got to look at the mistakes. You got to figure out what you did wrong. You got to correct it. I think they did. I think we talked about this last week, that if it was going to happen, we wanted it to happen then and not next week during the first round of the playoffs. Tonight, we're up against the St. Pete Green Devil team that is not very good, and they've gone through a lot the last couple of years. That program has struggled with transfers, and that coaching staff is doing everything that they can to bring that team back to what they once were. But they are really hurting, and quite frankly, I appreciate them being here tonight and just, playing this one last game before the end of the season, because this is it for them tonight. Kenny, I'm sure you have stats and brackets and all the things that Brian and I do not want to talk about in your mind. But I want to say this, and it's really irrelevant, but we have to play well tonight, and we have to stay focused, because if everything stays the way it is right now, we could be seeing Braden and River right back here at Harllee Stadium next Friday night.
You're absolutely right with that. Jordan's going to have 4 games that we're going to be looking at. Braden River's got a tough game tonight, but their strength of schedule is keeping them in the playoffs. They lost last week, but they remain the number 8 seed. We won't know until Sunday morning on the FHSAA website. But tonight they need to take care of business. This is a great opportunity to get the starters in there, get off to a fast start. And then let's get the senior reserves in there and let them get some playing time. And there's a lot of JV and even a lot of freshman kids, some of them that didn't get the dress tonight. That let's get them out there and get them into this environment, because you're tentatively for the ones that are really going to go after this. You're preparing for another half of a season. 2 teams will go 5 games all the way to the state championship. So you have to prepare for the long haul if that's your end goal. And I know that's what the Tigers are looking at, to bounce back.
Yeah, we're about to get the most important part of the broadcast. We're going to have the guard come out and have the national anthem. So we'll pause as the flag approaches the field stand and remove our hats and have the national anthem here at Harllee.
Please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Katie Cardinal, for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem.
That was a beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Katie Cardinal there, and she's performed several times live here. And before we start talking about the seniors here tonight, one of the things Ken, you and I were talking about, we have a running back here during the regular season. Sajel Hickson has an opportunity tonight to go over the 1,000-yard mark. So that's one of the things to look for early. Maybe Sage will be toting the rock early in the first half and be able to rest on the sidelines. We'll see how it goes. You know, with football, no game is a guaranteed win. You know, with all the cards that are stacked against these Green Devils, crazy things happen in the game of football.
Yeah, if he doesn't get it this week, I think between now and next week in the first round, he'll get it. But it would going out your regular season to have a 1,000-yard back. What he needs 88 tonight.
88.
He can do that on one carry. He's quite capable.
Yeah, the thing we've seen with Sajel, you know, a back that's he's one of those quality finds out there, low mileage. He's only a junior, but not a whole lot of carries to have that many yards. You know, I think he averages, you know, he only had 4 carries in last week's game, but, you know, averages, you know, I don't know. About
7.5 per carry.
7.5 per carry, so
Yes.
that would put him somewhere in the neighborhood. If I was going to guess, somewhere in the of 11 to 12 carries per game is all he has. You know, so I'd say 12, pushing
Yeah,
over 12.
he's got 121 coming in tonight, and
there you go.
That is low mileage.
Yep.
And to have these other guys, the Gavins and Robert Gavin, he's toted the ball, and of course Bubba's got 33 totes. Those stable of running backs is going to be a blessing getting to the playoffs.
Well, as I was down on the field during senior night watching all of that talent playing their last regular season game, you start to think about what we have coming up as well next year. So the beauty of that is that we still do have Sagel. We still do have Robert Gavin. We have a very good young quarterback coming up with Siplin. We have some talent here. So, in high school football, it always seems that you are rebuilding every year. I don't care how much you keep. You're always replacing some element of your game. And this group of seniors that walked across that field tonight, that's a very special group. And we have talked about them since their freshman year. And we have always been amazed at how well they stick together, how they play together as a team, how they don't get down on each other. It's a really special combination if you think about it in football. They don't worry about individualism. They don't worry about my play. They worry about our play and how we proceed. So, it's their time, and I think that Coach Cucci said it best out there during warm-ups. Hey, once we get past tonight, it's up to them. It's up to these seniors on how we're going to move on in the playoffs and how well we're going to do. So I'm looking forward to it.
You talked about rebuilding. The Lincoln football team just won the state championship at their level, and so it'll be interesting to get to call those kids' names here in a few years, and just keeping that pipeline open, and that's just amazing. And it's a senior group that I was very impressed. The GPAs, we were joking,
incredible,
Brian, that we could add our GPA up together and we wouldn't be up there with Tyler.
Yeah,
there
were
of them.
a couple of them with 4.4,
4.7,
4.7,
like a 40 time.
I had to actually make sure that Tyler was really my son because his GPA was so high.
I
had to make sure.
That says a lot about your wife, Rick. It really does.
Yes, it does.
But
she was smart enough to marry me.
All of us are over-married up here in the press box, but the captains out on the field are all seniors out there. And looking across the line there, you have Jay West, 6'5", 280-pound senior out there, offensive tackle. Jacob Steele out there, plays defensive tackle, very quick, plays with leverage out there. And Tyler Wells, somebody that we're all familiar with. Tyler, I can remember him years ago. Now he's up to
he
probably
was up
about
here in the press box with us, and then he moved up on the varsity. We were joking around with him.
He gained 40 or so pounds. And CT Magic, Curtis Thomas. I'm going to miss Curtis Thomas, number 8 out there also as captain.
You're going to miss calling his name, Brian, because you're the one that gave him that name. Now everybody on the campus calls him that.
Well,
you've pegged that boy.
He's made some magical plays for the Tigers, and I really am going to miss CT Magic Curtis Thomas, one of my favorites here. And the Tigers are going to receive the kickoff to start things off here. Tigers are getting prepared. The captains are going back to the rest of the team, and they're going to come through the smoke here on senior night. Rick, how's the emotions doing over there? You all right?
I think they're pumped up. I'm fine.
Okay.
All right, Tigers fans.
I'm good. This is a very exciting time for all of us. It feels like fall kind of outside.
It does, finally.
Right, it feels like football weather. It's Friday night. The Tigers still have life after tonight. So it's a good time to be a Tiger fan.
And Coach Whidden with the smoke didn't miss a beat after taking a big hit.
He said he was bruised up.
It's black and blue and very graphic, but he's here and glad to see him and didn't miss a beat with the smoke.
Looked like he's going down, didn't have a problem reaching down there to turn the smoke machine off. I was looking to see maybe if there was.
See if he was stretching it a little bit.
He took a tremendous shot up there in Tallahassee, and I was thinking about him on the road trip back. I think I said a prayer for him because I thought, boy, the one thing how would you like to take that and have a 6-hour trip
bus ride back? Yes,
night.
not good.
Thinking about Coach Whidden, he does so many things. If you look at the beautiful field out there, the lines, somebody has to take care of the field. He's out there lining up the field. Here at Palmetto High School, we have straight lines and a beautiful field here, and that's really a tribute to Dan Whidden and also Moody Johnson. Moody Johnson, those guys are so into these young men, and it will be the Green Devils of St. Pete that are going to receive this. Get a kick out of good service from your friends at DeVito's Auto. Rafael Gonzalez awaits the referee's whistle.
He was popping it pregame. I actually did some holding for him while he was kicking field goals.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
Do you have that?
I can still do it. I can hold the ball on the tee.
You're an athlete, Kenny.
I know. I'm proud of myself.
Multi-talented, multitasking here. Ken Burton Jr. Now Rafael Gonzalez kicks it, and it's a low kick. That's a tough one to field, and he muffs it. And he's got it at the 10-yard line. Tries to find a crease. Palmetto defense all over it. Tackle back there. You're always looking for Braden Nickel and Jalen Wester out there. Great coverage there.
You know, he missed it, but he still hit it hard, and the kickoff guy probably never dealt with a line drive like that. And of course, our coverage was right on Johnny on the spot.
Raphael yesterday during practice was just booming.
I heard 60 yards.
He got a 60-yarder, and the team went crazy. It was unbelievable.
We might need that here in a few weeks.
Yeah, and I think, he likes the old natural – a soccer player like he is, he likes old Mother Earth. He likes the grass, I was out there with him when he was warming up on that synthetic field last week. But he's out there. They fake the run an inside play. Goes for about a 3-yard gain for the Green Devils.
Yeah, we're going to see this wing tee tonight. Their coach has been there a good while. This is what he does, and so got to play the gap. We've dealt with it before.
Right.
It's nothing we haven't seen.
Exactly. We may see it again because we can't forget that Charlotte's still in this playoff run, and they've been practicing this all week. They knew that the corners probably would not have much action tonight.
So here they are on the wing tee trying to run it wide, and there is Michael Brown with a tackle, but he had a nice little gain of about 2 on there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Michael Brown's our leading tackler. That's number 97, 3 away from the magic 100 for the season.
And you Tiger Vision is presented by Conley Buick. Fans, get your pencils out there. Troy's going to pick it up for you, but that's tackle number 97. Track along with us at home. Thomas Bell out there in Spokane, Washington. I think it's 19 degrees out there, Thomas. So stay warm and track the progress.
It's nice as 75 here tonight.
Michael Brown tonight. And it is 3rd and we'll call it 4. Palmetto jumps, not offsides. And they've made some changes in the quarterback position. We'll get you some numbers here. Inside handoff goes nowhere, and that's number 9 there. Alfred Copeland goes for no gain, so that's going to bring up a punting situation.
I looked at their roster today, about 36 players, and then the ones that they had listed with weight. Their largest player would probably be our smallest player on the line. They're completely outmanned along the front lines tonight.
And starting the game tonight, they started with Bradford Saxon was their quarterback, 6'2", 190, nice size quarterback. But now it's time for the punter to punt this one away, and LeJonte Wester licking his chops back there. He's on the 45-yard lines. It's a nice, very nice kick.
Hammered that one.
LeJonte goes back, and he muffs that one, picks it up, and now he's got the 50. He's got a block out there. There's a flag, and he's at 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Yeah, they threw 2
touchdown.
flags. I think they threw one on Day Hill, and also another one couldn't pick up the number. But Jonte is the victim of about his 8th punt return, kick return being called back.
This has been like a 3-year thing
it's
with
been
him.
like a curse.
If I didn't have a full-time job, I'd go back to all the film on LeJonte, and literally he has probably 800 return yards. And
more
I'm not,
yards than he has touchdown yards.
And I'm serious. He has 800 yards of return yards called back over the last 3 years. It's incredible. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. But the Tigers will have.
And he buffed the punters. That's probably one of the best punts we've seen all year. And he had a hard time, but he rebounded, and then the highlight show began.
So Palmetto Tigers will start at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's that dangerous offense that goes out there. And we have Kobe Mays is out here wide to the left, along with Curtis Thomas, CT Magic, the senior, in the slot. And we have a Xavier William back there, and he has in the backfield Bubba Butler, and then LeJonte Wester on the slot on the other side. Interesting formation here with the Tigers. Now Curtis Thomas comes in motion, and they flip it out there to Curtis Thomas. Going to need to get a block out there, and A gain of about a yard on the play. Good play by the Green Devils there.
So, Sagel really had no running lanes at all to speak of last week. He really struggled. I don't even remember what he ended up with, but it was
20 yards.
20 yards, so obviously the lowest output for him. And I know he's trying to get back on track tonight.
When Butler's in the backfield, now he throws it.
That's a hold.
That's a hold
That
there.
was-
No call on that. He was
That was a
LeJonte Wester was clearly
the back
held.
of his arm was up in the air because the guy was holding it.
So that brings up a 3rd and 7 here for the Tigers. 9:04 on the clock here in the first quarter.
We have a very good officiating crew out here tonight, so I'm not gonna. There's some good guys out here that have been officiating for a long time. So
Here he is.
Here goes. Oh, steps in front. Good catch out there, and that's going to be Zorian Gathers out there. Goes for the first down.
Great concentration. Thought it was going to be intercepted, Kenny, and then Zorian steps up there and makes a great catch with hands in his face.
That was a great. He saved the interception. I thought he jumped the route, but Zorian with that long arm span there was able to grab it, and we get to move the chains.
That's one of the nice benefits of being 6'4" with a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. Zorian looking good. Now they throw it out to Kobe Mays, looking for a block out there, shakes a tackle, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
And I'm rooting for Kobe Mays. He's been injured part of the year. We're going to need him at some point in the playoffs. And so I remember him 2 years ago as a sophomore coming up in that St. Petersburg game, and he was the guy that night.
Now here's an option. Williams out there to Butler. He has the edge, gets the first down, still going, and he's going to be tackled at the 24-yard line. So 8 minutes and 14 seconds here in the first quarter. Palmetto Tigers driving.
Yeah, the good thing with Kobe is every week he's getting stronger and stronger. He's getting more reps, and he's feeling more comfortable. But that's a great run by Bubba here to get around the edge and just look at him. He's just breaking.
Bubba averages about 5.3 on the season with his rushing.
And there's a nice run by Xavier Williams. Keeps that one, goes up for about a 7-yard pickup. 8:01 on the clock here for your Tigers. Now the Palmetto Tigers are in the Asa Power red zone. Butler has the ball, breaks a tackle, bounces it outside, and goes for the first down.
Yeah, it's good when you can get, on the season we're averaging about 6.7 yards, and when you can get that on first down, that makes second and short a lot of things you can do in the playbook.
Palmetto Tiger offense moving things along very fast and kind of a hurry-up offense, up-tempo. Now he throws that one. LeJonte Wester wide open over there, so there's 6 for the Palmetto Tigers.
No flags, right? No flags.
Those are just on punt returns.
So with 7:39 on the clock, your Palmetto Tigers out with the early score, and that is what you call a blown coverage there.
Yeah, it looked like the corner, or at least maybe the strong safety, tried to come in thinking Zay was going to run or they were going to throw a little quick pass, but you can't ask for anything easier than
And that was his 5th TD reception of the year.
Braden Nickel with the snap, Xavier Williams with the hold, and Rafael Gonzalez with the kick. It's up and good. So your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 7:39 in the first quarter, 7-0.
I think off to a great start. If we continue this, sooner or later they're going to just call it a night, and we can get our reserves in there and get some get these players in there that we haven't seen a lot of.
I know that's what Coach Marino wants. He wants these starters to be sitting most of this game, and
we do not need any injuries tonight.
For St. Pete High, number 2.
So back there to receive is a Detarian Kincaid back there. He's listed as a 5'5", 142-pound speed merchant. Looks very shifty out there, but I look for Rafael Gonzalez to kick this one in the end zone. Get a kick out, a good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington. There's a high, long kick, and it's deep into the end zone, so they're going to start it 1st and 10 from the 20.
well, hey, a good job by the offense. That's what we always want. First drive, get in the end zone, put some points on the board, let the defense come out and and just continue to play the style of defense that we have been accustomed to, except for last week. I think they had like 38 missed tackles last week. So I know they've done a lot of up and downs this week. I can tell you that they are more focused on making a clean tackle.
38 at a time. But the defense set that up with the 3 and out and great field position. So let's hope they can do that again here.
Kareem Grant Jr. is a big 6'5", 236-pound tight end that came out here as a wide receiver, being harassed there. And incomplete pass there. Good coverage by that Palmetto Tiger defense.
Yeah, it looked pretty obvious there. They don't throw the ball too often, but they're going to need to tonight to just try to keep us off balance.
Saw the referee throw that one in there, and that ball bonked off the face mask of Breon Scales there. He's a strong safety, offensive linebacker, and a tight end, 6'2", 175, with a very small roster. There's some fellas playing many ways, you know.
They're probably not coming off the field. They're doing special teams, everything.
They may be out there for 48 minutes. Now quarterback, look out from the blind side. He's being pressured there. Throws the ball late down the middle. Really good pursuit, good coverage back there.
And how many? I couldn't count how many jerseys were around that receiver.
Well,
quite a few.
The Green Devils are, probably trying to catch us off guard, hoping they know that we've got this offense figured out, so if they can come up with a couple passing plays and keep us on our heels a little bit, maybe they can open up some lanes. But this young quarterback doesn't throw very often. We have a lot of red around that one receiver.
Completely encircled around the receiver.
So Bradford Saxon is waiting for this one out of the shotgun. He rolls to the left, lightning flashing out there. The ball's nearly picked off by Damian Hill, so that'll bring up a punting situation. Guys, I wanted to talk about this, and an easy thing for the Green Devils to do here, knowing that they're going to play Palmetto High. They've had injuries. I think it shows a lot about the program.
Absolutely.
That they came here.
Yes.
It would have been very easy to forfeit the game.
Oh, yes.
And make excuses, but they came here to play tonight, and it's a credit to the coaching staff over there and the administration at St. Pete.
Absolutely.
Now, what a great punt they had the last time back there. We'll get a number here. I'll have to pick it up. He hits another punt. This one's going to be shorter, and it is going to be downed there by number 2, Detarian Kincaid out there.
So another great stand by the defense, 3 and out, and great field position for the offense to come in and make something happen.
So as I said, it's going to be near the 50-yard line. We'll see where they spot the mark. We'll call it the 47 for you viewers at home at 7 minutes and 13 on the clock here in the first quarter. Sajel Hickson now enters the game out here wide. We have Zorian Geathers out here in the slot. Uncovered is LaJonte Wester. That's interesting. So they're going to correct that.
I think he heard you, Brian.
Yeah, that was not going to work out well. And this time it's a sweep there and shaking a tackle or two. Now turning to the inside, creeping toward the line of scrimmage was Curtis Thomas, and unable to have a gain there. Loss of about half a yard on the play.
Yeah, that was a good pursuit by the Green Devil defense, able to get off blocks, contain the edge, and push that play back the other way. So
it was going to be about a 4 or 5 yard loss, but Curtis
oh, boys, he opened LaJonte Wester, and he shakes the first tackle. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, LaJonte Wester.
I think that's good for Jonte. He got one call back, so give him another one, get 2 for the night, right?
Yeah.
So what do we?
53-yard completion there, right?
53 yards.
That's another one to
watch this move right here. Oh my goodness!
And then off to the races.
So that's 3 scores in less than half a quarter. One was called back.
And heads-up play by Zorian Geathers, not picking up blocking in the back or anything. He knew that LaJonte was gone, because once LaJonte is even, he is a-leaving. Now the kick is up, and it is good.
That was good. I like that.
I'm sorry about that.
No, that was good.
Just so excited. Too much coffee today, fellas. So 6:34 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers ahead in this one very early in the first quarter.
Right on schedule. 2 3 and outs. 2 offensive series, 14 points. Special teams has been spot on with their coverage.
It looks like number 2, Deterian Kincaid, is out on the field. Once again, he may play 5'4", 5'5", 142 pounds. He's going to play all night long in this one, from the opening whistle to the end. Rafael Gonzalez approaches it, get a kick out of good service, and it's a short kick. It's fielded at the 6-yard line. Coverage back there. Braden Nickel misses the first tackle. Ball's out, but he was able to fall on that. Stamp was there also. So he did have a return to about the 19-yard line.
Looked like Robert Gavin, number 25, on stop there.
Robert is great out there with Jalen Wester, 25, and Stamp, number 45.
Those are 2 underclassmen, too.
So great to see them now out there. Senior Damian Hill. And if you folks, you're watching the Tigers for the first time, number 3, that's a D1 type corner out there. Kenny's putting a circle on that. And we saw him have 3 interceptions within a 5-minute period of one of the games earlier this year. He's just a dynamic coverage corner, and he can also come up and make some great hits. So enjoy watching Day-Day Hill out there. Now they run the toss play out there. It's blown up, tackle for loss, and that is
Tyler Wells. Awesome.
Yeah, Tyler's really piling up the tackles as the season
number
goes
33 for the season. Great pursuit on that open field.
2nd and 15.
And a tackle for loss, excuse me.
6:04 on the clock, no problem. I thought they were coming out of the huddle a little early there, Ken. And it's an official timeout for a water break, which reminds me of our friends at Richardson Stenton Roofing. If you've got that leak in your house, be like me. I put one of those beautiful Richardson Stenton roofs on my home just about a week and a half ago, and what a beautiful job they did.
Hey guys, well, we got this break here. Tyler Wells just had that tackle for loss, and one thing you can say about Tyler is he is never out of position. The kid is a smart kid. I just read for the senior night he had a 4.6 GPA. He's a smart kid. He knows where to be, and he's always there. And in that situation, obviously he's out there. He's got the contain and made the play. It's good to see when kids are students of the game. I know he watches film. I know he works on his footwork and making sure he's in the right position all the time. And awesome for him as a captain tonight and a senior on this football team.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tom. And it's amazing. You can see his progress in the weight room from
absolutely. I was going to make that same comment. You're spot on, Brian.
His arms are guns these days.
I don't even know how you get a 4.6 GPA. I don't even know.
Well, you can take all 3 of ours and add it up.
You combine my junior and senior year together, and you get there.
That's amazing. I know you're proud of him.
So they start, and there's that wing tee. Nice inside handoff. Really good-looking play. Peeling back there, making a nice hit. You had Jaquez Hughes was there for the tackle, and peeling back was that Ormsby that came back.
61.
In support.
Probably.
Ormsby's.
Yep. He is generally right around where the ball is.
And Brian, didn't you junior years?
Didn't I what?
Didn't you have 2 junior years?
I wish I would have. I grew quite a bit after high school, so I sure wish I would have. So 3rd and 7 here. And here comes the option down. Oh, boy. Nowhere to go on that. Kendall Reynolds out there for the stop, so that brings up a punting situation. Really good pitch there by Bradford Saxon, but as he pitched the ball, it just looked like his back was – there were 5 or 6 hats out there ready to make the tackle.
Kendall Reynolds with his 12th tackle for loss on the season.
And now going back to receive is LaJonte Wester. And then this kicker, this punter, is a very nice punter. And that is something that works out really well for
when you
LaJonte.
Kick the coverage, that's when he's at his best.
And there's another nice-looking kick. He's a good punter. LaJonte Wester looks, cuts it to the middle, and he's looking for an edge, tries to break a tackle, and he's going to be tackled at the 45-yard line. So great return. Palmetto Tigers will start. 4:26 on the clock, 45-yard line.
For anybody else, that's a good return. For him, that's a little subpar. But great job covering that. covering. You got to catch that thing and hold on to it, and then figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the punt team for the Green Devils. It's not easy to make any type of an open field tackle on Jonte Wester. It's not easy. He's so shifty and crafty. He's difficult to bring down one-on-one.
Xavier Williams has Butler, fakes it to him, then he throws a slant behind to Kobe Mays, unable to make the connection there. That one was going to go out the back for a touchdown. But incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10.
Like the play call, lots of just needed to hook up on that pretty close.
Now he throws it out. Little hitch route there by Kobe. Kobe's very hard to tackle. First down on the play. The ball will be spotted right at the 35.
It's almost like they were in the same play again.
I think you said, give it to me again.
Give it to me. Give me a second chance here.
I wasn't ready.
Now, 4-receiver formation. Sajel Hickson's in the backfield. Xavier Williams is going to take this. It is a first down. They're sorting that out. We thought that that was pretty clear. 4 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Your Palmetto Tigers are leading this one 14-0. Kobe Mays is out here wide with a Dravian Butler. And LeJonte Wester in the slot over there. I like that look into the post over there with LeJonte. But they hand it off to Sajel Hickson. Takes a big hit in the center of line, and he goes for a gain of about, we'll call it, really no gain on the play.
Yeah, that was a good job by number 29. They'll have a
it took 3 of them to bring them down.
Number 29 for the Green Devils made a great tackle there to keep them picking up any more yards.
I don't have number 29 on my Green Devil roster, so I apologize for that for Green Devil fans tuning in. Xavier Williams fakes it. He looks for it. He throws the long out there to Curtis Thomas. Goes up and makes an amazing catch. He must have been out of bounds, but that was an incredible catch. He caught it.
There was some. They were going at it. There was a flag.
So they got a holding on the Tigers. That's going to back them up. It looks like the holding happened right about the 40, so that'll back them up to about the 50 if the flag was thrown. A really good job by the officiating crew. That's right on the dime. So it's right there at the 50-yard line for the Tigers. And that brings up a very long that was a hands to the face for the Tigers is what the call was.
Look at him battling out right there. And he still catches that thing.
Look at that catch Amazing. By CT Magic. Oh, the ball's out. That he tried to.
It's going to be an incomplete pass.
That was very close because he was trying to reel that one back in. The ball slipped out of his hands. That's called an incomplete pass there.
It wasn't the Tom Brady open hand play. Where it all started
in the snow
against John Gruden and the Oakland Raiders. Right?
I remember that.
The tuck rule.
The tuck rule, exactly.
Tuck rule.
Guys, on that play right before that, this was wide open immediately. Raises.
All right, Tom, you cut out a couple times there. Xavier Williams looks. He flips it out there to Sajel Hickson, breaks a tackle, and a nice little gain on the play. That's going to bring up a punting situation for the Tigers.
He's leaving them out there.
He's feeling very confident about his defensive unit, so he leaves them out there with a 4th and 20. Tries to draw him offside initially. They're changing things up there. Now Sajel Hickson moves from his tailback position to the slot position out there. May want to crease that cover too with Sajel Hickson right down the middle.
Yes.
And now he rolls over there, does Williams, looks out there for Kobe Mays. He's pushed out of bounds, so that'll be a good stop for the Green Devils. That was number 25 there, which is Brian Scales, the 5'11", 165-pound corner. Did a nice job of forcing Kobe Mays out of bounds.
Great concentration by Kobe Mays making the catch despite being pushed out of bounds.
You know, it makes you wonder, guys, is it confidence in his offense, or is he trying to put the defense in a position where they have to have their back to the wall and really have to step up in this series?
I would say yes, Tom.
All the above.
Thanks.
All the above.
All the above.
Yes.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Tom.
Yes.
Very good.
And
I
yes.
appreciate that.
Yes and yes, Tom.
That doesn't happen often.
228. And now the handoff there to the back goes for a nice gain on the play to about just shy of the 50. So we'll call that about a 4-yard gain on the play. Ball's right at the 49-yard line. 2 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock. Now with a Robbie Cam there, special teams coach Robbie here. We're having some fun.
There
here.
he is right there.
Great for Robbie Stevenson there. 2nd and 6. Oh, the ball's out. And Tiger scramble on that is going to be a nice job of the offensive tackle back there, peeling back to get that. Actually, the running back, number 34, Trayvon Wilborn, was able to recover that one, the 5'9", 180-pound back there. Really nice-looking play. There was a lot of trickery. We're looking right down the line in the backfield from our vantage point.
I thought they were running what you call the Utah pass, but I call it the shovel.
Yes.
Same play, but apparently he fumbled it.
And if Ken and I call it two different things, you got to go with Ken's interpretation.
No.
So number 3's back there. He throws the long ball out there. Good coverage out there by Day Hill. Flag in the backfield.
Late hit.
It's going to be called a late hit there on. They might have got that on number 40.
Chop block.
There.
It's a chop block.
Oh, a chop block. Okay. Because I thought Andre Rentz was in the backfield. And I thought he looked clean on that. He didn't drop his helmet. Kind of a face-to-face contact as he's harassing the quarterback there, but no penalty. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. This is a 4th and 9 for the Green Devils. Palmetto did decline this one. And it's number 14 that you're seeing out here, the punter, and that's Austin Kearney there, the kicker punter, 6 foot, 162-pound senior, and he's a nice one.
They've only scored double digits one time this year, so he's probably had lots of practice.
A minute and 10 on the clock here in the first, and Austin didn't turn that one over. It's going to be a short kick, takes a nice roll there,
got the yardage, though.
And it creeps down to the 10-yard line. So we'll call it the 10-yard line.
So they flipped the field on us by us going for it, Rick.
No, I'm impressed with this Green Devil team. They're playing hard, and if you're a coach, you have to be impressed with that. I mean, you know that your kids come in here as an extreme underdog. You just ask them to play hard and give it all they have, and that's what they've done. I mean, they're playing good football, and like you said earlier, there's not a lot of subs on the other side of that field. These kids are playing both ways, and you know that when the fourth quarter hits, they're exhausted.
59 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter, and I promise you, TigerVision, as presented by Conley Buick fans, you've got a better view at it from your home there than I will from the press box here, and I'll talk about that. Sajel Hickson's got the ball, and he goes for about a 3-yard gain. The glass here at Palmetto High School is dual glass, and there's fog on the inside of the glass. It's like looking through your car window when the defroster won't work. So I get to experience this week after week.
We have the barrier here too. We have to pick a window.
So there is a nice completion out there, and that one is going to go to Curtis Thomas, very close to the first down. I think he got it.
I think he did too, Brian. It's very important, gentlemen, that the offensive line get things together, and we need for them to improve over last week.
Option left, Sajel Hickson looking to increase that production, and he does. He picks up another first down on the play.
Sajel Hickson runs backwards better than some tailbacks run forward. I mean, he gets twisted around, and he'll pick up 5 yards just running backwards.
You got 2 of them on the ground there. There's one got up.
He just hits so hard.
He does.
He's just a train.
And that is, I hate to see that, the Tatarian Kincaid that we've been talking about. That's that young man that we thought would probably be out there all night, injured on the play. He is a football player.
It's the
mayor here tonight. Yes,
the mayor's here.
She gets
She loves Tiger football.
She does. She's a big fan.
Yeah, I think she's been coming here for the last many years. And what they're working on there is we've got is Detarian Kincaid.
You guys, TigerVision fans. Cheer, the trainers. There's several of them up here that obviously is a product of the Booster Club. Bill Britton, that Booster Club. Great to see. Obviously recognizing these seniors. Just the stadium itself, the way they're decorated, the way they're showcasing these seniors tonight is just a great thing to see. Hopefully we can get a sideline shot of these banners that have been hung up here. Pretty awesome to see the way this stadium has developed throughout this last 2 seasons, and it really, we're getting that hometown feel here, and it's great to see all the decoration and all the extra work that goes into this.
It's good to see number 55, Ryan Cotton, missed the game last week up in Tallahassee, but he's here tonight, the senior center for those Tigers. And there's Butler that takes it and goes for a gain of about 3 on the play.
Not going down easily, fights hard for 3 yards, true Bubba fashion, just giving them all they can handle.
So as the clock goes to zeros here in the first quarter, your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 14-0.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. We're excited to be back for another season of Palmetto football and TigerVision. Good luck this year and go Tigers!
5, touchdown!
Every day, 192 people in the U.S. die from drug overdose, but they don't have to. In Florida, if you're trying to save the life of another person, you're protected from prosecution by the Good Samaritan Act.
You just saved her life.
Hello, I'm Dan West, and I'm the General Manager of the Manatee River Fair Association and the Executive Director for the Florida Federation of Fairs. And I'm proud to be one town, one team.
David Wester with a nice seam route down the middle. Xavier Williams hits him in stride. Hits a touchdown, Tigers.
All right, so that what you saw coming the opening of the second quarter there, you had LaJonte Wester on a post route wide open.
With his third touchdown.
Third touchdown.
Is it fourth?
Fourth one that he had a punt, remember?
We can't
that
count
was called back.
We can't count that, Kenny. Kenny, you gotta forget that one.
3-4.
Get over it.
3-4. It's just the beginning of the second quarter.
So LaJonte Wester with a
Can't count
touchdown.
that high, man.
And there's a great snap by Braden Nickel. The snap is held there by Xavier Williams, and the kick is by Rafael Gonzalez. So your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 21-0, 11:49 here in the second quarter.
The coaches, Coach Cucci sometimes is so concerned with Braden Nichols. Braden is a strong safety with Tyler Wells, and they rotate, but he is the only long snapper on this team since Lee Matthews went down, right? So I know sometimes they struggle with that because they don't want him to get hurt, but that young man needs to play defense because he loves to do that as well. So sometimes there's some conflict, you know what I mean? But he plays. We've seen how hard that he plays on defense, special teams. He's the first one down there to make a tackle 90% of the time, and.
Yeah, you could almost get one of the cameras on number 20, Braden Nickel, the senior, out there and follow him down the field. And Jalen Wester in the middle is always ready to make the tackle, and along with Robert Gavin. And there's a long driving kick. It's fielded at the 2-yard line, and he tries to turn that one in, and the returner just bailed on that one. Wanted no part of the tackle. Jalen Wester gets credited for that one.
Jalen Wester's our third leading tackler as a junior.
Well, and there's another bright spot. So we're still going to have Jalen next year. We're going to have a lot of experienced players that are still here. next year because they had the opportunity to come in this year and play so many reps.
All right, from this spot in the field, I'm going to join the TigerVision as presented by Conley Buick fans from your vantage point, because we're in that section of the end zone where you really can't see the glass through the glass here at Palmetto High School. And no gain on the play, and a host of Tigers back there. Jordan Renard. Now there's quite the story. That's your 6'5", 250-pound freshman.
Yes, and he leads the team with 8 sacks.
You have to be encouraged by these kids, and we talked about it so many times, that are staying at Palmetto. You know, I mean, this is something. This is the future, and we have a lot of freshmen and sophomores and juniors are going to be here next year and hopefully continue this tradition. I know they will.
So here, 11:03 on the clock, and they're taking this one. Goes with a wing, rolls out, nowhere to go, throws it out there late. Nice completion out there, and Davion Cummings is out there for the tackle. Great coverage.
Great job by the quarterback staying with it. That is twice he's thrown over Day-Day's way. He better be careful, Rick.
I don't think that they are watching the film so much on
I don't
Day-Day.
think so either. I agree.
They haven't tried the left side of the defense yet.
They're throwing up against the D1 guy.
Well, I mean, he's rolling right. He's a right-hander, so it's just a natural progression. I mean, but Day-Day Hill's going to pick one here.
Yes, he's playing with fire.
3rd and 15 for the Green Devils here. Coming out here wide is number 17, Breon Scales. He looks, and they wanted to throw the screen to the middle, picked off, and that's going to be Ormsby. Very close, touchdown. Number 61, Miles Ormsby, the 6'1", 240-pound junior.
Ill-advised pass. Kind of reminded me of James Winston when he gets in trouble.
Well, you can't. If it's not there on the screen pass, you can't double yoke it like that.
You can in basketball, maybe,
but how about
defensive lineman's dream right there to intercept the pass and then figure out a way to get in the end zone. I know he works hard and has been, and he's reaping the results here.
So a personal foul on the Green Devils is declined. It must have been a hold. Really, it might have been a holding there on the screenplay. Is what I think it really was. But that's declined by the Tigers, and now 27-0 with 10:04 on the clock. And here's Braden Nichols going to fire this one back to Xavier Williams. Rafael Gonzalez awaits. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It's up, and it is good. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 28-0 with 10:04 on the clock.
They're getting tired over there, going both ways, and it's getting harder to block our guys. And but my goodness, they're putting an effort in. They're trying.
Yeah, and you have to feel for that team because they have been dealing with this all season long, and it's a long season. A lot of hot summer day practices. Started back in August, and they have a great coaching staff over there at St. Pete, and they're just trying to build this program back up. And that's the problem that we all deal with this when these kids can just pick up and transfer from year to year, right?
A lot of defections over there and a lot of injuries over there. We're looking out there on the field. I'm looking at a fresh roster that we picked up, and I see a couple numbers out there. Number 22, for example, not even on the roster here for me tonight. And I apologize to that for our fans of St. Pete. Rafael Gonzalez is ready to fire this one away and get a kick out. A good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto. Look at Jalen Wester. Great jump out leading the pack on the coverage team. And that one's going to be in the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10. The Green Devils ball on the 20, 10:04 on the clock.
The way our guys cover that, I would catch that ball and let the referee tell me I'm out of bounds, because
just to be safe, right?
Just to be safe, because they'll scoop it up and score. The interesting score here, it popped up. Cardinal Mooney is beating Southeast. Cardinal Mooney's had a rough time this year, and we've seen Southeast. Here it is. Southeast has been improving. They have a young team, and we played them out in that Mud Bowl a couple of weeks ago for the district.
Clearwater Academy 14, Braden River 7.
And they're a good team, that academy. They're not part of the FHSAA, the International Academy.
So Malik Williams takes that one, runs to the center of the line, no gain there, tackled immediately there by the Tigers.
So I ask you, Kane, if they're not part of the conference, does that affect their?
They take their record and strength of schedule. I don't know how they figure all the other stuff out when you play teams that are not FHSAA or they play out of state. I don't know how they do that.
9:28 on the clock. Hands the ball to the back. Bradley's there for a tackle. And so he goes for about a gain of 2 on the play. We'll call it a 3rd and 7 here, 9:15 on the clock.
3-yard gain, 3rd and 7.
Our backers will be looking for the ball here.
So from this spot on the field, the quarterback looks like number 3, Bradford Saxton. Looks about his size as I look at him through the frosted glass here. He throws a long out there. Braden Nickel in excellent coverage. Incomplete pass. Brings up another punting situation.
Well, this is what Coach Marino wanted. He wanted to get an early, sizable lead and get some of the younger players in there and just rest the seniors as much as he can and get ready for next week because they're in still for the long haul here, Kenny. If they continue to win, we have a lot of games to play. It's almost like another mini season.
It's half a season if you go all the way. 2 of the teams will play 5 games, and that's what we're looking for.
Nice punt out of there. LeJonte Wester angling toward the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. And probably a good idea not to kick that one to LeJonte.
Yeah.
With 8:14 on the clock, your Palmetto Tigers with a 28-0 lead here. Very nearly in the Ace of Power red zone here. One thing about the TigerVision crew here, it's almost like a family reunion or a picnic here. We got Troy Bellamy up here. I got Patrick Brady, up here with us. He boinks me on the head when it's time to cut off, and of course,
he yells and screams.
Yells and screams, and hanging out with you guys. It's just been such a fun year this year, and what a great year for the Palmetto Tiger team. A great year for the school here. And the feeling that you have at Palmetto High School is just like one big happy family. And it's really a privilege for us to carry these Palmetto Tigers with a very special team and a special year. 8:11 on the clock. Robert Gavin running hard. And he goes for about a 8-yard gain. Let's see where they spot this one, Ken.
Hey, guys, I want to say this. The amount of fans that drove up to Tallahassee last week to watch that ball game was amazing.
It was. There was a couple of shots on the broadcast.
Oh, nice block out there. Another nice block out there. And that's Butler that is the recipient.
No, I think that's CT Magic.
That's Magic Man.
No,
yes.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bubba was blocking.
Okay, I'm looking through the frosted glass here. And
Can you turn your defroster on?
Let me help
you. Well,
you can look at the TigerVision. They do a good job down there.
Yeah, they really did. I really should look at the TigerVision monitor. And the great blocking on the edge out there. Sajel Hickson runs that one very hard. He's in for 6. So your Palmetto Tigers with a 34-0 lead here, 7:28 on the clock.
Sajel Hickson with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. Still shy of that 1,000 mark, but touchdown number 8. And we'll have a running clock in the second half.
Troy Bellamy tells me he's about he's got 24 yards here tonight.
64 to go.
So
maybe
now
next week.
Yeah,
you're not going to see him in the second half.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, we even got the new kicker in there.
And there is the kick by number 65 there. Number 65, Tom Porter, the kicker on the last extra point. Can you get a name for me there, sir? No, number 65.
JV.
That's a very good kicker's number, isn't it, Kenny? And then
Well, usually they have like little low numbers.
I like
you don't have an O-line? You don't have an
you-
O-line number?
Hey, 65.
Unless that's all they have left and it would fit him.
I wore 65. 65 was worn by Tom Tryon on the state championship team.
Yeah,
There you go. That's
that
that
offensive
is
guard.
That is a great number.
All-state offensive guard on that state championship
right.
team.
I
Getting
think-
ready to retire
Yeah,
from
Tom
the
is fixing
Herald
to take
Tribune.
it easy. That's
Yes.
good for him, man.
He's put in a long career with the Herald Tribune.
Seen
and,
a lot of changes.
Yes, he has. Very good to deal with.
He was a few years older than I was, and a neighborhood guy out there in the yard with
And
his,
the boys club,
Yeah.
him and Ronnie Deans and Chuck Jackson, Steve White.
So great kick there into the end zone, drives them back there. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Green Devils coming off the 20. Yeah, Tommy Tryon used to be. He loved Joe Namath in that Jets jersey, and he'd come over to the house on Christmas morning, and just a great guy. And state champion here at Palmetto High School.
That's going way back too, isn't it? I mean, it's been a lot of years gone by.
That was 75.
Okay, yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
He was at the game a few weeks ago. Saw him.
Yes.
So 7:28 on the clock. Green Devils have the ball at the 20, trying to put something together against this very dynamic Palmetto Tiger defense. Quarterback keeps it, and there is pitches out there late. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like that is a amazing play. Sneaking out of there is number 6, and it's a foot race. He's got great speed, and he is going to go for 6. So number 6, Malik Williams, running back, cornerback, 5'10", 145 pounds, put on the burners. So there's that video. One of the reasons we like to have TigerVision. I don't know what happened. Let's see.
It's a broken play.
It's a late pitch. And then he breaks it down.
There's nowhere to go.
Freezes the defense. And then Palmetto Tigers in pursuit.
Great block by the referee there, getting away.
And he's got some fast athletes chasing him here. And you know that one of the very few times that you'll see someone able to take it to 6 against those Palmetto Tigers.
That is a great play. Great effort. Broken play, nothing, and made something out of it. Wow.
That was almost like a Sajal Hickson type
Sajal,
play where you're trapped on one side of the field, you turn around, you spin around, but that was a lot more speed than we have seen tonight. I mean, he was quick.
So Austin Kernray puts that one through. So now your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 35-7. One of the things about TigerVision, there's so much film out there on the Tigers, and some other teams don't, film games and that. But what a great benefit tonight for Malik Williams, because here on Tape Forever on the YouTube feed later on, and he can say, "You want to see me run?" It'll be there 10 years from now, and you could see the great speed there by number 6, Malik Williams.
So you think they'll do an onside kick now and try to get back in it?
I would doubt it.
Okay. I don't think so either.
I don't think you want to poke the tiger in the eye, right?
No, sir.
You don't put your finger in the tiger's
No,
eye.
sir.
Hey, nice job by the Green Devils. I mean, that's got to feel good.
Back for the kickoff.
So let's see what can happen here, and this is scary. Jaquez Hughes and LaJonte Wester back there to field this one. And it's a high kick, it's a short kick, and it's going to be fielded there by Curtis Thomas. He's looking to get a block, and he's going to be tackled at the 25-yard line.
25, where he's tackled by a host of Green Devils.
So 6:58 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers start out on this one. We look forward to having some halftime statistics with Troy Bellamy here. Probably a difficult night to keep up with, because the Tigers are really putting some numbers out on the board tonight.
Yeah, we're not even at the water break yet. We still have a minute or so to go. And
how do you even know that?
Because it's halfway through the quarter.
Oh.
12 divided into 6.
Don't get all Common Core on us now.
I thought it was 12 divided by 4, and then you multiply times 2.
That probably, yeah, it could work.
Or you can just
So somewhere in the middle of the quarter, but they are required to take a water break. Like right now would be a good time, and it's probably okay. You know, we never got to have water when we play. Remember?
No, two-a-day football practice.
Two-a-day
salt
football.
tab.
Yeah, they give us salt. Those nasty orange salt tablets. Remember those salt tablets, Rick?
Yeah.
Oh, they were nasty.
It was like candy.
It had to be because that's all you're going to get.
And they had the one water fountain on the field house, and the water was about 104 degrees, and it barely trickled out of there.
When it worked.
But I tell you what, you didn't care. You were so needy.
The school flooded, but the water fountain didn't work all the time.
You'd have to wrap your whole
Tom
mouth
Porter,
around it.
did you get your mic fixed?
We'll see. I don't know. You never know from 1 minute to the next. But I just saw Coach Cucci with the entire defense on the side
Was
there.
he mad?
And boy, he was giving it to him. You know, the words that I will repeat that he said were, "You're not champions yet. Don't act like you're champions yet. You need to finish. You need to play solid defense. There's no reason for that touchdown right there." So, coaches never stop coaching. It doesn't matter if we're up 80-0. They're going to stay on top of them if they see mistakes. Obviously, there were mistakes in that play. Good for him. Stay on top of them.
Williams throws this one out there. Wester in the middle of the field, breaks the tackle, and he's down at the 48-yard line. Great play.
Jonte's having a career night, isn't he?
He reminded me of that quarterback last week. He had a career night against us with Jonte's, so I'm going to have the career night tonight.
Yeah, with a one kick return, he'd be pushing 400 yards of total offense
by
in his
himself.
first by him. He's got to be pushing. He's at the 200-plus mark. We'll have to see that. Curtis Thomas amazingly was able to shake out of the first tackle an amazing we'll call it a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, the ball looked like it took a little while to get there. Kind of just hung in the back there. Just was Johnny on the spot. Still took two of them to get him down.
Now he rips that one out there and breaking him down and turning the corner over there. That's a first down for your Tigers. 6:17 on the clock. That stops the clock there.
Another catch there by Curtis Thomas. He's going to be big for us during the playoff run. He's going to, I think, at times be overlooked. And I see him really.
He's third on the team coming in tonight with 16 receptions.
Now Williams looks to the other side of the field, coming back to the ball. Good defensive play there was made by number 9 there. You have to give him credit, was Alfred Copeland, the running back interior linebacker, made a good play on the ball.
The ball just thrown slightly behind Bubba.
Right there.
Bubba will tell you he should have.
He'll catch it anyway.
He should have brought it in, yeah.
We've seen him do it.
But a good defensive play, like Brian said. That was a good job by St. Pete.
The Soda Crew here with us tonight.
Soda Crew's here. Beautiful quarter moon up there, smiling down on the Tigers to the west.
Oh, here comes Kenny's water break, right on time.
How about that?
And 6:03, called it. Got something right finally after all season.
You hang around with Ken long enough, you're going to learn some stuff. So let's see if that.
You know who I've been very impressed.
Patrick Brady is telling me that St. Pete grabbed a timeout there before the water break. Let's see. The guys in the booth here. We're gonna say it was a water break. Now Patrick Brady, is normally boinking me on the head. He's thinking about this.
He's thinking real hard.
Accuracy.
I was going to say earlier that I'm very impressed with Port Charlotte.
Yeah.
They only had that one loss to us. They have played good football all year. I mean,
they've handled Braden River, their big rival Charlotte.
Yes.
And they're sitting 8-1, and they'll be the 5th seed most likely.
2nd 10 for the Tigers.
See him in the second round.
Xavier Williams awaits in the backfield. Robert Gavin back there with nice block by Gavin in the backfield. Now he's got an open receiver, and that's Curtis Thomas just outside of his reach.
Referees letting those corners play. There was some hand checking going on there, but I totally get it.
Yeah, just do it. Both ways. We like that.
Look at that. Yeah, he's had his
Not
hands
too bad.
on him.
Not too bad. No, that wasn't.
They're going to let him play tonight.
So 5:57. That does stop the clock here for your Tigers. 3rd and 10.
when we think about Port Charlotte, they also finished second in the district.
They're second in the RPI, or third.
Didn't they finish second in our district? In
our district,
right.
Yes.
Williams looks, throws the long one out there.
Jonte's got another one.
Jonte Wester.
That is a copycat of one of the other touchdowns earlier.
Troy Bellamy has the 4 up there. That's 4 on the board and 1 called back in one half of football for LaJonte Wester. What a night.
Amazing.
Man, what a performance by LaJonte.
Well, he needed a night like this because he'll be the first to tell you that he dropped a couple last week that he would not normally drop. I know he was not happy, and with all of the kickoff returns and punt returns he's had called back, I mean, we have taken away at least 8 touchdowns from that young man.
So the kick is up, and it's good. Tom, give me a name on number 65 there, if you would. Ty Stolt leads the press box here, offensive coordinator. 5:50 on the clock. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 42-7.
LaJonte came in with 4 TD receptions and has matched that tonight.
In 1.5 quarters.
1.5 quarters.
So is talking to Troy here, is 189 yards receiving in a quarter and a little bit over a quarter and a half. Is that pretty good?
Well,
All-American,
mathematically speaking,
All-American caliber, maybe.
Number 65 is Jose Castillo.
Jose Castillo is the kicker that came in there and now has 2 extra points for the Palmetto Tigers. Great to see one of the new kickers coming up. Robbie Stevenson does such a good job. And now we go back to Rafael Gonzalez. Get a kick out of good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington.
He kicked that one off the field just about.
And there's your touchback. So the Green Devils have it 1st and 10, ball from the 20 with 5:50 on the clock here in the second.
So Raphael's not kicking any PATs anymore. I wonder if he's going to put the ball cap on like the quarterbacks do.
Like the pros do?
Like the quarterbacks do in the pros and the college. And so he'll have to get him a ball cap.
Maybe Coach Marino will give him his. You never know.
Never know. Here, use my hat. You need it.
So Josh Siplin warming up on the sideline, backup quarterback here at Palmetto High. Tigers are leading big time, and we are offsides, and that was Davion Cummings just
he got his money's worth.
Destroyed his the A gap there.
There was no A.
And Kevion Williams there coming across there hot.
First defensive penalty of the night, gentlemen.
Yes, that looked like a traffic crash.
Yes. Need to send some of your guys down there to cover it.
Wow.
It was pretty obvious. Man, was he.
I didn't see anybody get hit, did you?
That was incredible to get that much speed going in about 3 yards. Crazy. And now Palmetto Tigers are sitting back. They've got 5 across the line of scrimmage. Fake the handoff, and just a dive play up the middle. Goes for about a yard loss on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 6.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Defense has been stellar tonight. Other than the one, breakdown on that great run.
Well, they're so aggressive, so they all moved to that one side and just worked out perfectly for that tailback to be able to get around just one defender and have the left side wide open.
And nobody's really done that on them this year, too, just to their credit.
No one's taken one out the back of the field like that. So great speed by the Green Devils back. Now he throws it out there, wide open receiver, and just a nice looking out route. First down on the play.
They're still plugging away.
So that was number 12 that came out of his break there. That is Franklin Dobson, who's also a quarterback, but now he's playing receiver tonight. Clock stops at 4 minutes and 52 seconds here in the second quarter. Yeah, really good to see number 3 Bradford Saxon there, quarterback. He listed at 6'2", 190 pounds, but that was the deep out, and that's a college throw coming from the Green Devil quarterback there. You got to have a little bit of arm talent.
He's a big guy.
To make that completion. 4:25 on the clock. Ooh, Jalen Wester comes in hot. And Keegan Williams, ball's out, picked up, still on the ground, and reaching back. It's going to be recovered eventually there by Keevion Williams. And Floyd Dozier Jr. tried to reach back there with one hand, scoop that one up, and scoop and score.
He wants to know, that was the second one this time. He got the pick.
So Keevion forces the fumble.
And then recovers it.
Forced fumble. That is his 3rd forced fumble of the year for Keevion.
So I think he's he's right there with Michael Brown. I think Michael has 3 also,
yes,
right?
You're absolutely right.
So
you have memorized the stat sheet.
Yeah, if I read them, I can kind of remember it.
I have to look at it.
Williams.
Yeah, I went to,
you looked at it, and you got it all memorized.
Elementary school at Lincoln and Palmetto High
right.
School grad, so, I got that.
PhD,
brother. So 4 minutes and 11 seconds, having a good game tonight. A lot of fun here at Harllee for your Palmetto Tigers. And Siplin's in there for the carry, and really no gain on the play. Faked the handoff there, and then skirted up. Really good defense there by the Green Devils. Pick up about half a yard.
Siplin's ran the ball 8 times this year, 114 yards, 11 of 21 passing.
Oh, there is Siplin on the keeper, and he goes for 6.
And like when we were at Charlotte, we had this boy is 6'4".
That's right.
It can run like a running back, run like a deer.
And he's a youngin', and what a player! I mean, he reminds me of the Louisville quarterback years ago. The way he can long strider, and he gets going upfield in a hurry.
And we rotate the safeties and the linebackers and the defensive line and our backs. We don't do that much with the quarterback, and that's going to be necessary. We may need him. We don't want Xavier to get hurt, but those crazy things happen. So Josh getting some quality snaps tonight will be a benefit for us in the postseason.
Yeah, you're going to see him the entire second half. Unfortunately, though, we'll have a running clock, so it won't last very long. But he'll be behind center for the second half, and so will many of these younger players.
And you've reminded us too, Rick, that he practices against the first team all season long, but just to get those snaps in a live game, just good to have in the back pocket.
And that was, again, I believe, Jose. I did not write the name, but I think it's Jose
Castillo.
And another good kick there. So, and Rafael Gonzalez will kick this one out of there. Really good night for our sponsors, DeVito's, with their kick sponsorship. 49 points here in the first half. And I'll give you a tip from DeVito's after the kick here. Rafael Gonzalez drives this one out of there. And it's a long kick. And it's right at the goal line. He's bringing it out. He's at the 10, trying to find the corner. And this time they've got him there. Takes a big hit there. So he was tackled at about the, the 24-yard line. One of the things the guys at DeVito's taught me the other day, trucks run.
Put gas in truck?
No, that's not the one.
Change the oil 3,000 miles.
Put oil in the truck occasionally, and maintenance. Those guys are going to make a fortune on what they taught me.
Those guys are smart.
Yeah,
they really are.
Tom and Vincent and John
family
over there. John, a great pulling guard for Palmetto High School a couple years ago. Tom, that hat is just looking gorgeous tonight down there on the sideline. You got us?
He's not paying attention.
He's ignoring
us.
Can you believe that he's ignoring us?
2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Green Devils quarterback keeps this one, and that was Bradford Saxton. Really no gain on the play, about a gain of about 10 inches on the play. brings up 2nd and 9.
Sorry, guys. I'm hearing Tom DeVito, Tom Porter. I don't know who you're talking to. So, did you have a question for me there, Brian?
Oh, so you just assumed that Tom Porter or Tom DeVito from DeVito's Auto would be here with headsets on tonight?
Well, he is a great sponsor, has been a sponsor for several years, so I would not be surprised if he was here on the sideline with his headset on.
All right, Tom. Speaking of, the family affair here, we love each other. Tom is always a lot of fun there on the sideline. 2nd and 9, 2:04 on the clock. Oh, big hit by Matty Wyatt there.
Matty Wyatt
short gain on the play, brings up a 3rd, and we'll call it 8 yards.
Matty is just
Saxon.
He is such a great tackler.
Look at that.
I mean,
Open
great
field.
form.
Came in the game with 88 total tackles
long 7
tonight. Just a machine out there.
Low leverage.
Yes.
You talk about low man wins and that. There is low leverage coming at you really fast.
He has
with
a
Matty
big
Wyatt.
heart. He's the smallest guy out there, but he hits the hardest.
And he's the one out there with the most tackles for losses.
That's
that
right.
shows what kind of football player that Matthew Wyatt is. And there's that back again. Boy, he has great speed.
Oh, he's gone again.
And
Look at
he's
him.
stops, turns on the Jets, and first down on the play.
Malik Williams with a nice carry around the right side.
Really, you've seen
Weaves his
something
way to
here
a
out
St.
of
Pete
Malik
first down.
Williams.
Tackled by
I can remember the first
Devion
time
Cummings.
watching Sajal Hickson, watching Curtis Thomas when he wore number 80 as a freshman, came up to the varsity. You say, hey, there's something there. Well, there's something there on this number 6, Malik Williams, for the Green Devils.
Yes, Brian, you're so right, and he's doing it with a very small, undersized offensive line. A lot of heart there.
This time he sets out wide in a receiver formation here. Oh, big play.
Oh, my
in the
goodness. Who
backfield.
was that?
17.
Quentin Rue.
Quentin Rue.
6'2", 225-pound tight end D and kind of lined up on
3-yard
the
loss
interior
on the
of the
play,
line.
2nd and 13.
I guess. Where did he come from?
Came in with 51 stops, 6 sacks on the season. Second on the team with 6 sacks.
3 seconds on the clock. The clock winds
That brings us to the
to
end of the
0,
first
so your
half.
Palmetto Tigers have a
Palmetto
commanding 49-7 lead here. We're going to go into the halftime, and then we'll get Troy Bellamy with the statistics after the commercial.
Every day, 192 people in the U.S. die from drug overdose, but they don't have to. In Florida, if you're trying to save the life of another person, you're protected from prosecution by the Good Samaritan Act.
You just saved her life.
Good evening. Now taking the field, the Palmetto High School Marching Tigers, performing September and Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Thriller by Michael Jackson, under the direction of Nancy Caron and drum major Sean Jackson.
Hi, I'm Shirley Gruber-Bright. I'm the mayor of the city of Palmetto, and I'm proud to be a TigerVision fan and join us, one town, one team in Palmetto.
Field.
Hey, Tiger fans, here at halftime. Great first half, guys. Tigers dominant from the very beginning. Obviously not the same type of team we played last week. St. Pete is a team that's 2-7, I think, coming into tonight, struggling. But the Tigers are firing on all cylinders, offensively, defensively, they're looking great tonight. But we want to draw your attention to something else tonight. So we've got Nate Boggs here with us. Nate is from an organization called SOUL, which is Supporters of Law Enforcement. Nate, tell us a little bit about your organization.
In 2017, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I worked as a detective for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. And as a result of that, I was undergoing severe treatment, aggressive chemotherapy, and had a lot of treatments that I was going through that was very taxing on myself and my family. As a result of that, my coworkers in the Sheriff's Office stepped up to take care of me, to make sure that I was good and my family was good. So on the backside of that, now I'm cancer-free, which I'm very happy to say. And I started Supporters of Law Enforcement to ensure that anybody that goes through cancer or an illness or a crisis, as a law enforcement officer, they have that backing, they have that support. So we're going to be there for them.
That's awesome. I remember when you were going through your ordeal, we had some interesting fundraisers. One of them, we had deputies get sponsorships to get their head shaved. And believe it or not, I shaved my head, and I was so concerned about it. But after it was done, I looked at all the other ugly heads that were out there. I got a beautiful head, Nate. I want you to know. It was a very nice head, I'm just going to say. So you guys have a fundraiser coming up, correct?
That's correct. January 18th in 2020. We have the 505K. The slogan is Run for a Cop, Run with a Cop. You come out to Robinson Preserve.
I'm not running.
Me neither. I only run if I'm being chased by a bear, so I get it. But it should be a really fun event. We're all on Facebook, www.supportersoflawenforcement.com. Find us on Facebook, SOUL Supporters of Law Enforcement. There'll be details on there. Get on there. There's a link. You can register. I would advise registering ahead of time versus waiting the day of. It's a little bit cheaper.
They're very active. There are many fundraisers they do all the time. So this one, the 505K, but there are many things. So get on, like you said, get on Facebook, get on Twitter, check them out. There are many opportunities for you to assist, to help, to donate, or to just help organize. Everybody supports law enforcement around here. We talk about what's going on in the media these days and the negative opinion of cops, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it because I live in Manatee County, and I know that every day when I'm going around in my uniform, people stop me and say, hey, we want you to know we appreciate you, we appreciate the job you do. And I don't feel like we are like the rest of the country, to be honest with you. We feel support here, and it's groups like this that help keep that going. They help keep positive things happening for officers that are dealing with issues in their life, whether it be a personal health issue or the loss of a loved one. There's many different things that SOUL does to help these families, and we really appreciate everything you do for the Sheriff's Office and for law enforcement as a whole.
I appreciate it, and this was just a result of a bad situation turned good. So I'm happy because I'd never be able to pay all those people back. People like you that came out and shaved their head for me, never going to be able to pay you back from that. But you know what? I can pay it forward. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. So supportersoflawenforcement.com?
Yes, sir.
All right, check them out, guys. Awesome charity. So Jennifer, you had something you want to talk about tonight, senior night?
Tonight is senior night, so before the game, we had so many seniors, we actually now have to do it before the game. So I want to say, we didn't get a chance to say earlier, but this isn't just a tribute to the athletes, it's also to their parents and the mentors and the coaches that got them this far, because they made just as many, if not more, sacrifices for these students. So to get them here, and you heard some very impressive GPAs and some accolades for these ladies and gentlemen, and I would say tonight, another night to be a proud Tiger.
As a parent of a high school athlete, my wife and I will tell you, and you guys know this, you're a parent of an athlete recently, a cheerleader for a long time, and I know you have a stud athlete coming up. There's so many trips back and forth to practice, so many, dealing with injuries and dealing with homework late at night after practice and dinner and trying to get it all crammed in at one time. So we do salute the seniors, but man, we really do support those families, and without those families, none of this would happen.
Hey, in addition to all of the academic and athletic prowess, we've also got some beauty on campus. We got the DeSoto court here.
We do.
DeSoto court.
We're hoping we can get a
Come on over, girls.
interview on.
They don't know that we're going to talk to them, I guess.
So we have our DeSoto Queen and Princess. These
So you guys are here with the
ladies.
crew of DeSoto, correct?
Come on in.
What's your name?
Claire.
Claire, and what is your role here? You're the queen, you're the princess. Claire, what's your last name?
Strickland.
I know your last name. I know your mom and daddy.
A Palmetto alum down there,
Palmetto
Tom.
alum, that's right.
That's what I said.
So what do you think about the game tonight and the atmosphere for this senior night?
It is awesome. I'm just loving it. It brings back so many memories. Hey, remember when I walked across there?
Homecoming court.
Did she get your name right? Because she messes everybody's names up.
Oh, senior night. That's right. That's right.
And we have the queen over here.
Yes, hello.
So what are you guys doing here tonight? What's the purpose of being here tonight?
We're just here to represent Manatee County and the Hernando DeSoto Society with our members over there dressed up, so yeah.
What can you tell us about the Hernando DeSoto Society? We know, but maybe people at home don't.
Okay, they help the community. We go out, we help different organizations that are in need. We spend times, we hand out beads, which the kids love, favorite part. We help give money, and we just enjoy spending time with the community.
Well, it's an awesome organization, and just like Soul, they're very much in the community. They do a lot of fundraisers. They help with a lot of children's charities. They've helped with the Fraternal Order of Police and several fundraisers we've had. That's the thing about this community. There's so many people that care about our community and want to see people be successful and help those that are less fortunate. Felt over in Bradenton, feeding empty little tummies. I mean, there's just so many. I mean, there's probably 100 charities in this county that just constantly are helping each other out. You guys are a great representation of that. We appreciate you being here. I know you're going to have a whirlwind of a year going with these guys all over. Did you guys get a chance to go to Spain or?
Yes, we just got back from Spain and we had the time of our lives. It was amazing.
Awesome. That's awesome. Did you go as well? So we have a little Palmetto in Spain. How was that?
It was awesome. I would go back in a heartbeat.
I'd like to go next time. We need to do TigerVision from Spain, right?
I'm in.
Barcarada, I think it is. It's the sister city.
I was on that trip.
I have my passport ready.
Can I put my face on your passport?
No.
More than a few.
Okay. Well, it's worth a shot. So I know we had talked about athletes tonight. We've talked about the community. We talked about fundraising. We talked about the parents. We wanted to draw some attention to our band. Oh, what a great band we have over there. They're not very big, but man, they're mighty. They do a lot of cheering
They're
up.
so full of life. And last week when we were doing our little send-off for the gentlemen going to Tallahassee, they came out of 7th period and it was blazing hot.
I love it.
And they stood and played for a full hour cheering the band on, the team on as they left.
And my buddy Tom Kazmarek, he's also a detective at the Sheriff's Office with Nate and I, and his son is on the quads. We have one quad, so if you hear a quad playing, that's Tom Kazmarek's son, and man, he does light it up. He's very good drummer.
Hey,
They're
in
fun to
addition
watch.
to the band, think about our Tiger fans. I mean, we've got a great turnout tonight, but we really didn't get to talk much about last Friday's game. I will tell you, we represented in the stands last week, and it was a really neat thing to see. The entire visitors' bleachers were filled, and
great.
we were really surprised because that's a long drive, but Tiger fans came out in force, and I'm just, we were all really impressed with that. And we want to say kudos to the fans that made it and to those that got to watch it on TigerVision. We know we've got some playoff games coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be hosting at least one, if not more,
We'll host
games.
At this point, we'll host every one we play.
Yeah.
We're number one in 6A, so
And
we should host every one we continue to play.
The boosters have some special stuff in the works for the playoff games.
Great.
I am not at liberty to mention those now, but we will be making some announcements.
You have a week,
on
Bill.
Facebook.
You have a
I have a
week.
week. So we will be making some announcements, but we hope everybody that is in town or in the area can get out to the playoff game and support the Tigers. But if not, we will have some really good stuff going on with TigerVision.
But we would rather them here in the stands.
Yes, we would. We would. We need you here to help support the ticket office and get some butts in these seats. Bill, you were talking about last week in the turnout. So, Nate, we had in the stands, I counted around 150 in Tallahassee. All the way travel to Tallahassee. Now, some of those are family up there that are coming in to see, but, man, to have that kind of support 4.5 hours away from home is amazing. And I believe Jordan Varnador told us that we had over 10,000 viewers on TigerVision.
The most ever for a
TigerVision.
There have been, at the beginning of this thing, there was nights where it was 50, 60, 70 viewers, and to have 10,000 people in other countries and other states watching, it's pretty amazing.
We also had some alum that were now at FSU. A lot of them show up they were a big part of the student section in years past.
My son being one of those.
Yes, so they came out to Tally to support their Tigers. That was really cool to see.
So, again, we just, real quick, we talked about win or lose last week. That game would pay dividends for this football team, and I can tell you that the attitude in practice, getting ready for playoffs, these guys are refocused.
Different tone.
So, that trip was well worth it for the benefit of our team to get them ready for the playoffs. So we are really excited at Palmetto on the campus and in town for these playoff games because we haven't hosted any in a number of years, and it's going to be a really big show for us here at Palmetto High.
And we are in the driver's seat. First time since probably 2012 where we are ranked high enough to get these home games consistently. We know if we keep winning, hi Dot Woods, if we keep winning, we're going to keep playing at home, which is great. And, guys, getting ready for the second half. It's going to be a running clock in the second half, so stick around, stay on TigerVision. We got some good content for you, and we look forward to a great second half by these Tigers.
A quick, very important mention. Are we off? I'll tell Jordan.
Here on senior night. Welcome back, Tiger fans. Troy Bellamy here with your halftime statistics. It's been a great night for the seniors, hooking up with one another. Senior quarterback Xavier Williams hooking up with his senior wide receiver LaJonte Wester, who coming off of a big game up at Lincoln has continued to be explosive here tonight against St. Pete High School. Here we have a 49-7 lead. Xavier Williams in the first half here is 15 of 23 for 267 yards and 4 big touchdowns. 65% passer completion rate and a 144 passer rating. He's hit 6 different receivers tonight, and again, his connection with his senior buddy LaJonte Wester has been huge, as LaJonte has 5 receptions for 189 yards, and he is the recipient of all 4 of the touchdown passes. Obviously, we want to get back into our explosive ways here as an offense, and we've been able tonight to take advantage of the youth and inexperience of the St. Pete Devils team. But again, what we want to do and what Coach Cucci and Coach Marino have been preaching is to prepare as a championship team. So to take nobody for granted, we take no team or underestimate any team. We go out and execute as the way we practice, and that's why you're seeing this explosive outburst tonight, 49-7. We even got picked up a touchdown on defense. Big Miles Ormsby with an interception, taking it into the end zone. So again, really, November football is where we want to be. November football is playoff football, and to steal an adage from the NCAA tournament, it's win or go home. So at this point, we are very happy with the performance of the team here in the first half. They've been all business after the disappointment of going up on the road. But again, I want to thank all of the fans and all the viewers who were able to donate and give to help support the young men as they traveled to represent us here north of the river in the Panhandle against Tallahassee Lincoln. Great experience for the young men. we're disappointed with the way the outcome of the game, but nonetheless, that type of experience will bode well here in the future, as we may, as Tom pointed out, have most of, if not all, of our games here at home. So again, as we get ready to kick off here in the third quarter, the Tigers are leading 49-7 after a big explosive offensive barrage led by the two seniors, quarterback Xavier Williams and senior wide receiver LaJonte Wester. Again, Sajal Hickson, can't say enough about him. Again, we're trying to look out, track, and see if he can get to 1,000 yards, but he hasn't been necessarily needed tonight. He's a junior as well. We want to keep him healthy and ready to go during the playoffs because he's running very hard, and he's been the workhorse all year. So he's had not very many carries tonight to have those opportunities to get those yards, but nonetheless, he is still a viable part of the offense and always somebody that can be explosive. Look for more fireworks here in the second half as Josh Siplin had come in to take over for Xavier Williams. He's already run for a touchdown here in the first half. So again, Tiger fans, we thank you and get ready for more second half Tiger football action here from Harllee Field. And now I'll kick it back to our representative here, Ken Burton.
Hey guys, it's Alan Conley from Conley Buick GMC. Halftime's almost over, so make sure you stay tuned. Go Tigers!
Yes, we're back here. Tigers up 49-7 as we get ready to start the third. Sunday morning, we find out who is going to be coming to Harllee Stadium next week. We know we are the top seed in our region, Region 3. There'll be 8 teams in that region that will battle it out over the next 3 weeks. We'll have home field advantage. Who we play is really up in the air. If it was this week, it was Braden River. As Rick, as you pointed out, they're playing Clearwater Academy, who is a non-FHSAA school, very good program, losing that game. So it comes down to the strength of schedule and how they determine those games. They're sitting at number 8. Number 7 is Auburndale, and they're just 1/1000th of a point higher. So it could be them. And then right below them is a couple of teams that could fall into that number 8 slot, Sebastian River or even Fort Pierce, Wildwood, Westwood. One of those teams will make the trek to Palmetto High next Friday night for the first round of the playoffs. Go to fhsaa.org/football. They're starting with 1A and working their way up, so I don't know when it's going to be, but sometime Sunday morning we'll find out who we're playing.
Yeah, good job, Kenny, because we can sit here all night and speculate. We're not going to know anything for certain until Sunday. Still a lot to be decided here tonight. We know where we sit. We know we will be playing someone next Friday night, and that's a good thing. You know, we have been in this position the last couple of years when we have to win the last game to even get into the playoffs, and then we are usually traveling abroad to play a team. You know, last year, if you recall, that was Park team. We go up there and we're basically, I think we finished like 7 we
were the 7th
seed, and they were number 1.
Two.
And number 2, they were undefeated, and we went up there and really just played an outstanding ball game and handled them. And then we go to Bloomingdale the following week, and Bloomingdale handled us, so you just don't know what's going to happen in these playoff games. But one thing we know for certain, whoever we play is going to be a quality opponent.
And we will see some teams from our district in the region. Port Charlotte's going to be in, and very likely Charlotte too. We're following the games on the TigerVision crawl.
And ready for the kickoff. And one thing we know for sure, next Friday night, we will be playing here at Harllee Stadium for the first game. So Tiger fans, be sure to join us here at Harllee Stadium. For all you locals, look for a big playoff game next week.
Crawford and Sanders back to return the.
Now back there to return is Sanders and Crawford, and it looks like he has kicked this one out of bounds, so the Palmetto Tigers will get this one. Ball will be placed at the 35.
They did that without even LaJonte Wester back there to cover the kick.
Yeah, so once again, I don't think you're going to see very many starters for the second half out here on the field, and there's really no need for them to be out there. And hopefully these young up-and-comers will get an opportunity to play a lot here in the second half of this running clock, because we know one thing for certain: a running clock will end a quarter in about 2 minutes. It goes by so fast, and you just hope that these guys get an opportunity to play a few series at least.
Interesting look here. You have Josh Sliplin, the quarterback, and back there in the backfield with him is Jaquez Hughes back there. And this is something I've been waiting to see a little bit. Jaquez Hughes, a very talented receiver and also returner, but now in the backfield. And he fakes this one inside. Siplin's got a receiver, got a man out there, and right through his hands, and that was number 80 there. Latrell Crawford slipped in there, the sophomore, and that'll bring up 2nd 10.
He was super wide open, my goodness.
Yeah, in the backfield for the Tigers there is number 32, which is going to be Kiri Marshall. He's a freshman running back there. 5'8", 177 pounds.
Blame it on the foggy windows, Brian. Hard to see back there.
Oh, well, that actually is on the good side. I can't take credit for that one. This time, a nice-looking run there, and he goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
So freshman Rick?
Yes, and that's why this is so important for us to get them out there and give them some playing experience here at the varsity level. But we've got a lot of talent that's coming up, guys. I mean, something that we can really, truly look forward to.
Kerry Marshall in the backfield back there with Josh Siplin. And one thing we've seen with Siplin, when he comes into these games, has a lot of composure out there. And this one is handed off to Marshall. He's got the first down, and he gets forced out of bounds. But Tiger offense on the move, 9:30 on the clock. The clock will continue to grind.
Looks like they had him wrapped up, but he was able to dart outside and get up the sideline, move the chains.
Ball spotted at the 50-yard line. Siplin, he's running the option, keeps it, steps in there. Nice tackle there by number 56. Stepping in there was Trayvon Johnson. He's listed as a guard and a defensive tackle. He's only a sophomore, but he's a big one out there.
And now we have number 10 in the backfield for the Tigers. Brian, do you have a number on him?
And Tom Porter, if you can get us number 10 there, my roster goes from 9 to 12. There's a ball that's tipped across the middle. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Intended for number 81. Zorian gathers.
Number 10 is a
coverage on the play by number 5.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. Elijah Haynes.
Elijah Haynes.
Okay, yeah,
number
we hear
10.
you now. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you, Tom. So 3rd and 7 here for the Tigers. Ball is on the 47.
Zorian
Gathers had
caught 6 passes for 120 yards on the season.
Then they fake a little slip screen out here. Siplin looks, trying to turn the corner, steps up, and he's going to run for the first down. Very close to the first down.
With a nice
I think he's going to be spotted just a little shy.
Going back to Zorian, none of those catches were any bigger than that one he had, that seam route against Manatee High early in the season.
He was filling in for Kobe and made that play across the middle, yes.
There's Marshall running hard. First down, breaks a tackle, and he breaks another tackle. Spinning, he goes to the 29-yard line.
First down, Tigers.
So, excellent run there again, and that is number 32, 9th grader. 5'8", 177 pounds. He looks very nice back there.
Nice, yes.
They fake it to him. Now he looked for the seam route. Siplin spins off a tackle, looking upfield, breaks another tackle. Still got his eyes down the field. Peeling back there, and Siplin still running, shakes another tackle or two, goes for a gain of about a 7. We got a penalty here in the backfield, probably a block in the back.
Sorry, you have to remember he is 6'4" out here running like a scat back. Look at this.
Look at him. I mean, just great balance. Still trying to throw it. Can't find anyone. Look at
I sold that ball. They could probably start for a lot of schools.
Oh, yes. Block in the back there, so that's going to back him up, and that's going to be a third. It is a illegal block in the back on the Tigers. So Josh Siplin looks very, very comfortable back there in the backfield. Palmetto Tigers with a 1st and 25, 6:26 on this running clock here in the third quarter. Little middle screen, and it's dropped there by Marshall.
Trying to run before you caught the ball, right?
You know, these kids are so excited. You know, the one receiver dropping that pass for a touchdown, and this right here, they got to catch it first, like you said, Rick.
Slip screen.
And he was off to the races possibly, too.
So 5:51 on the clock. Second and 25 for the Tigers. It's like 15 from here. Siplin pitches it out there. That's a great little cut there. He goes for about a 5-yard gain.
Number 10 back there again. Just trying to pick up numbers here, guys. And we've got a lot of new and young players getting some quality playing time.
Siplin's hit as he threw that one, and it's picked off, and it's like a good punt. He goes tackled at about the 8-yard line. So as he went back to pass, you'll see that Siplin got hit by a defensive lineman there.
Cost him just a little underthrow there a little bit, and you pick it up right here as he's trying to follow through, step into it.
Squared right on him and just caused the underthrow.
And that was Brian Scales, number 25, that came in there and was able to get to Siplin just as he was releasing the ball here. 4:34 on the clock here in the third quarter.
You know, a great series otherwise by Siplin. Ran the ball well, passed, they were dropped, and executed well on his reads.
Clock down to 4:15. And they hand that one off to the back, and he's got a lane out there to the outside, but nice tackle out there.
That's your guy, Brian, and took it to the house.
Hey, Brian, let me jump in real quick. I'm down here with 4 senior members of the marching band. Hey, guys, introduce yourselves for me.
I'm Sean Jadich. I'm the drum major at the Palmetto High School Band.
I'm Javier Villaliz. I'm band captain of the Palmetto High School Band.
My name is Alex Lopes, and I'm band captain of the Palmetto High School Band.
And I'm Peyton Mitchum. I am the woodwind section leader.
Okay, woodwind section leader. You sound like the lowest ranking guy of the 4 here, so I'm going to ask you, what is it like to be out here, be a part of the whole atmosphere during the football game? You're a senior. I'm assuming you've been doing this for 4 years. Talk about the experience that you've had in the band and being part of this whole Palmetto atmosphere.
Well, when I came to Palmetto, I didn't really play the instrument. I play the tenor saxophone. I've never played an instrument until I came to the school, and I didn't start doing marching band until it was my sophomore year, and it was a fun experience being here. Always exciting the crowd. It was fun to me.
What's your favorite part of football games?
My favorite part of the football games would probably be playing the cadences and stand tunes, cheering on the crowd, and just having fun playing music.
So as the drum leader, as the drum major, you're in charge of the band. Talk about your experience as drum major and helping lead some of these younger guys into getting involved in band and being a successful band.
Absolutely. It's extremely fun teaching these kids how to march on a field and just how to perform a halftime show for our football team and our fans, you know?
talk a little bit about the band that's coming up, for next year, and some of the leadership that's going to be up. You're not going to be the drum major next year. You're graduating. So, what can we expect to see out of our band? We're going to have more kids. I mean, talk about the band leader and what we can expect from the band next year.
Well, next year we're going to be trying to do a more competitive show. We plan on participating in FBA tournaments and just competitions and see if we can continue to improve our band. We always strive to have a more creative and positive and unique show, and that's our plans for next year. And for leadership, we have some new and upcoming promising members, such as of right now, Angela. She's very, very good at what she does, and we got more people like that. We're excited for them, and we're excited for this band.
Awesome, guys. Band is a big part of any game, and we're glad to have a successful band the way we do, guys. Thank you, guys, and we'll throw it back to you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tom. Great energy from the band members down there. It is the 3rd and 18 for the Green Devils. They come out, and the quarterback pitches the ball very late. Palmetto defense all over that. So this is going to be a tough punting situation for them because he got tackled back there at the 3-yard line, brings up a 4th and long.
Yeah, and one of those players is injured. Brian is down on the field for the Green Devils.
Yeah, with the clock stopped at 1 minute on the injury here in the third quarter, Palmetto Tigers in a commanding 49-7 lead here. And our hopes are that young man doesn't have anything serious there. Didn't get a good look at that. Just hope that might be just some cramping here, because they are playing. A lot of those young men are playing both ways out there all night out on the field.
If there's any good thing about the running clock, it's to help those young men not have to be out there for a full 2 quarters as this game starts to wind down with a minute to go in the third quarter, because they're playing their hearts out. They have, in my opinion, they have played a really solid game. They have been aggressive. They have been really, and one of the best running backs. You got to put him up there that we've seen all year. If he had just a little better line, right? Yeah. There's no telling what this young man could do. But you know what? He stayed at St. Pete, though. He stayed there to play football with the St. Pete Green Devils. So he could have easily left and gone anywhere.
Yeah, we've seen that from Malik Williams, number 6.
I think that's who got hurt.
Great foot speed out there, and I think he was injured on the play. And just he's had a fantastic showing here tonight in a game, really with a bigger offensive line, like you guys said. If you had a bigger offensive line out there, some of the offensive linemen out there, it's like years ago.
220, 215,
100 and some change, underneath, south of 200 pounds out there, which is rare in today's game. And he gets the punt out of there.
Great punt.
And it's going to be returnable. He's got it to 40, 35, and is tackled at the 30-yard line. So good return there for the Tigers, good field position, and that was number 80, which is Ratrell Crawford.
Yeah, if we go back several years, we can kind of relate to those undersized O-linemen. We've had, some where we may have 2 really nice sized linemen, but the rest are undersized, and we've struggled with that in years past.
Yeah, especially here in the recent years, being 7A and running up against this big Venice and Braden River lines, Manatee in their heyday. Yeah, games are won in the trenches.
At the end of the third quarter, your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 49-7.
And free inflatable games to play until midnight. Come hang out with your friends. We can't wait to see you there. Go Tigers.
TigerVision at Harllee Stadium. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Ball spotted right on the 30.
You know, those running clocks are hard on commentators as well.
Yeah, they are. And they had the happy birthday with my son up there and trying to regain my composure here. Siplin looks, and he's being chased. Look at that speed right there. See how he separated from those defensive tackles in like half a step? They were running full speed. Reminds me of the Michael Vick versus Florida State.
Right.
They were running full speed at him, and in a half a step, he was ahead of him. This was incredible. Watch this from the backside. They're closing, and they got a good running start, and in 2 steps, he's out there. Yep.
He has a great feel for that pressure as well.
And there's going to be a loss on the play, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Tigers. The offense is going to stay out there. Shuffling everybody on the offensive line.
Nice defensive play by the corner on that side of the field for St. Pete.
Lots of clean uniforms out there, guys. Lots of jerseys, new numbers, new faces out there. But Siplin out there, the quarterback. Let's see how they line up. You know, quarterback draw, when you got a young man like Siplin out there, always a good option. They got some linebackers in the middle of the field. And look for Gathers out here. And he looks off the receiver, throws it out there. Good coverage. And that was an incomplete pass. So it'll be the Green Devils ball here. 9 minutes and 48 seconds here in the 4th quarter.
Those corners have covered well most of the night. They've had a couple of blown coverages, but that's easy to do when you've got Jonte Wester running a seam route, and you've got a mobile quarterback like Zay Williams, and you're also trying to contain Kobe Mays. I mean, that's not easy, and hopefully that's going to give a lot of teams trouble as we move on to the playoffs.
You know, we've seen over the years, Rick, that's a good point, as we play the teams from Pinellas Park and, from Pinellas, the corners and the safeties, they all can cover those receivers. There's that back again, number 9. He's got it out there and really good speed there by the linebacker. Let's see, that's
a new one.
Yeah, 24, what do we have? 64 with the tackle. 64 for the Tigers. Tom Porter, help us out. Number 64 at linebacker.
I'll find his name, but he's not the typical physique for a number 64, I don't believe.
No, he's running a little too fast to be wearing that big of a number, right? He showed some great speed on that play. Hand it off to the back. Great move there. And on the chase there, great tackle. And there's that number 86 and number 23 on the play.
We have a lot of receivers and offensive linemen playing defense.
Yeah, Wesley Newsom involved in the
Get
tackle.
out there.
Number 64 is freshman Jaden Dunbar.
Great. Freshman Jaden Dunbar. Now that was Alfred Copeland on the run there, number 9, looking really nice here for the Green Devils. He's in the backfield. And great play there.
By number 31, I think it is.
31.
That's what starters do.
Hang out in the golf cart.
When you get to sit in the golf cart when you're not in the game. Right. Maybe there's a hierarchy there. I don't know. Who gets privilege?
31 is Kobe Alvarez.
Kobe Alvarez with a great tackle there out of his strong safety position. Oh, there is a great play by number 68. Number 68 on the play.
68 with a great tackle.
You guys are wearing me out on these numbers.
Yeah, well, we've got freshmen and sophomores in there.
Hey, Tom, we were thinking you've done such a great job over the years. We wanted you to take it from here on out with the play-by-play. Get all
Absolutely.
those
I'm just going to start making up names that sound cool.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that. 6:47 on the clock. And really, the Palmetto Tigers shifting a lot of young men in and out of there. And quarterback now is number 15. And he's not on my roster either. So he goes for no gain on the play. Big hit over there on the sideline.
Oh, and the Green Devils are pumped up. Good to see. They still got a lot of energy over there on the sideline.
That is good to see, Rick.
Yeah.
That's great. One thing about the Green Devils, come in overmatched, but they didn't come in scared, and they didn't come in as quitters, and that's, life can be like that sometime. And really impressed by the effort of this St. Pete Green Devils team tonight. Completely overmatched. Don't care. We're coming to play ball.
We're going to play ball. We're going to play hard, and you're going to have to work for it. As a coach, that's all you can ask for, right?
So 5:45 on the clock. And there is a time stop here. That's got to be the water break, because water break would be.
Ken, did you call that?
It's right on schedule. We were talking. Y'all have been talking. We have been talking about all these names and numbers that we don't know. I was talking to Coach Moreno down on the field before the game, and in the playoffs they're allowed to dress 60 for the games to keep it a level playing field. But he is currently with the freshmen and the JV moving up, practicing with 85 to 90 players.
Unbelievable.
And what a great exposure these kids are going to get getting into the second season. It's going to get them ahead of spring practice for the ones coming back. And he was even talking about being able to move some of them in. You get the dress the first week, and they may dress some others in the second week, depending on how far we get. So a great problem, and great turnout with the kids moving up to be a part of the playoffs.
So 5:41 as the clock begins to wind again, and the quarterback back there, number 15,
intercepted.
So great drop there by the safety out there. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. And the ball,
number 87.
Ball's going to be on the.
See if we can pick him up here.
Get that, Tom.
Right there, maybe. Do it right. Smack. He looked the quarterback in the eyes, and
Coach Kuching will be happy with that, because
Jacob Milligan, and I think he's getting beat up as he comes to the sideline here with that interception.
All right, Jacob Milligan. Tom, from your vantage point down there, what a nice drop that he had. Came out of there, and a lot of times
zone defense,
and used his back pedal out there. Really nice for a young player. Nice. 4:45 on the clock. This thing's winding down quickly. Option out there. Oh, and this young man has some speed, but he's tackled there. And flag, rare flag. There's a flag on the play. It's got to be a holding there. Number 85 on the play for your Tigers.
I think that's Lewis Morel down there, one of our referees for the night.
Class is 79, Palmetto High School, 1,000-yard rusher.
They've done a good job tonight. We could have used them last week.
Yes.
Further, that is not Lewis Morel. I'm going to tell him you said that.
I thought. Who is that? It's not Lewis?
He's as big as Lewis. He's a big old thick guy, but no, I'm not sure who this is.
All right, well, we're looking through foggy.
He's bald-headed, thick, so it could be Lewis.
Well,
we can't even tell that you're Tom Porter.
Lewis.
That's a lie. That's a lie right there.
That's where Lewis normally plays, where he officiates.
And I'll tell you this, as a guy that used to chase Lewis occasionally, that didn't work out too good, did it, Ken?
Chase him too.
Chasing him's fine. You just don't want to catch him.
No, Lewis had some threats. He had some.
He was
burners.
sub 100-yard dash.
Second down and 11.
So 3:30 on the clock here. Palmetto Tigers are leading this one 49-7. And following along on the scroller, you're catching some of those other scores from the other schools. Nice block out there. And Kyrie's got it. And he's got the edge. And he is finally steps out of bounds at the 48.
Number 32, Kyrie Marshall.
So Kyrie
First down,
Marshall
Tigers.
does his thing there. Nice block out there. By, and then great speed.
Gotta love it.
He looks really good, a freshman back there. Josh Siplin fakes the pitch, keeps it, goes inside for about a 2-yard gain. So that 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock right now. And it's a 2nd and 7. Siplin awaits. And this time he hands it number 10 out there. It's a horse collar of a tackle. No call there. Right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
So this game really winded down here as you watch the replay. 2:13 left to go. That looked like a horse collar, but hey, the refs are just trying to get this thing over.
Get it over.
And he jumps offside, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 2 now for the Tigers after they move them back here. And the clock continues to wind after the penalty. So with 1:53, we probably have 2 plays left for these Palmetto Tigers.
I'm sitting here looking at the crowd, starting to thin out a little bit, and I'm noticing the parents are taking all the signs down of the kids with them to hang up in the room, I guess. So, Ricky, make sure you get down here and get your son's poster before somebody snags it.
Yeah, you know how that is. Somebody will snag that and have that. Why don't you grab that for Rick?
I don't know if he actually got a poster. I think he waited too long.
I'm looking at it right now.
You see one?
It's actually right in front of you. It's the one
why
right
don't you
in front
grab
of you.
Grab that thing,
Why don't
Tom.
you grab it for your boss?
I'm going to try to hurdle this fence real quick.
And give it to his mama because his mama.
Get the camera. Next Friday.
Don't hurt yourself on my account, Tommy.
I got to work on Monday.
1:07 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers driving here. 1st and 10. Siplin awaits. Marshall's in the backfield with him. He hands it off. And beautiful cut and another. But this is a very nice looking back here. Kyrie runs down to the 8-yard line.
Okay, think about this, Brian.
And you take a knee here.
We don't need to rub it in, but imagine this young man with another 10 or 15 pounds of muscle.
Which you know is going to happen.
And it's going to happen. He's going to learn the system. He's going to be another Sagel Hickson.
Yeah, he
I like him.
is another quality back here at Palmetto. Oh, nice route out there. Wide open receiver awaits, and he's got it for the Did he get it?
No,
he dropped it. So the DB made a good play. He got both feet down and the ball.
That's going to be the last play.
And he came in at the last second. He had him beat.
I thought it was a touchdown. So he's got the ball. Both feet come down, then the ball comes out. So they're going where they did not complete the process. I don't know how the rules.
That's going to do it.
That'll do it for the fourth quarter ends here. Your Palmetto Tigers
with a
49-0 win here over the St. Pete Green Devils. And what we're going to do is eventually get down to Tom Porter's interview with Coach Marino, followed by Impact Staff Leasing Impact Player interviews. And after that, we're going to give you some final statistic game summary provided by Troy Bellamy. So let's take it down there to Tom Porter here on Senior Night.
As I coordinate the removal of the Tyler Wells poster. Yeah, guys, great game. After a tough loss last week, to see the Tigers come back in, not a great game, to watch necessarily, but, the Tigers were able to perform, get some experience, get some reps, get the offense going, get the defense going. It's a good bounce back game after that tough loss. And the season's over. 9-1 on the season. Great season for us. We're looking at the playoffs. Obviously, at this point, we can actually talk about it without having to throw the caveat in there. But, it's been a great season. We've got a lot of support. Feels like the team as a whole has come together. They've been here. We've been working on this for 3 or 4 years, getting these kids working together. And it's the culmination of the hard work of the kids, staying at Palmetto, and obviously of the coaches. So I know everybody's getting ready to catch Coach Marino over here He's a little quicker tonight. I think he's going to have a good message for the troops coming in off this nice win. So let me come over here and see if we can catch.
Hey, make sure you keep your mic in the air so we can hear us cutting out on us.
I'm trying.
All right, Tom's mic has got away from us here, but Tom and the Tigers are rallying over there. The band is playing on the field, so let's listen in to the band. Guys, we're having a little issue.
Yeah,
as
stop
I get,
right there. Don't move. Just
as I get further over, you're not going to be able to hear Coach from here. But
yeah, just stay where you're at.
So I'll get Coach to come over. Obviously, we can't hear what he's addressing. I think we've heard enough of these speeches from Coach in the past that we can pretty much guess what he's saying. It was a hard-fought season. Getting ready for the playoffs. Watching the game last week, that's the toughest competition we faced, and we were very much in that game, and I think that's going to be the main driving lesson. I know this week was a tough week at practice for the kids in dealing with the missed opportunities. And, if you want to be a champion, you got to play like a champion, and we did not do that last week. So this was a good warm-up for the playoffs, coming back in, being dominant, and learning what winning feels like again. And, Coach is wrapping it up now, so we'll try to get him over here real quick for an interview and see what's going on with his mentality for the playoffs. Coach Marino! It's not working over there. Okay, hold on one second.
Don't move too much, baby.
I'm trying not to.
Right there, Thomas.
Sorry, Coach, we got some technical difficulties here, but I just heard this young man walk up to Coach Marino and say, hey, I want to come play for you. So that's pretty awesome to see. Coach, talk about the way the Tigers bounced back off the tough loss last week and show tonight, what they could do offensively, defensively.
Well, our kids have been a great, resilient bunch all year, and it was tough. It was a tough loss last week, and, and they were determined. That one hurt. They wanted an undefeated season. They had set goals this year to be district champs, regional champs, and state champs. And so, we took care of the district championship, and unfortunately we missed out on that undefeated season. But now we just got to focus. That's why the good Lord put our eyes in the front of our head, not the back. And now we just got to focus on that regional championship, and it starts next week, step one.
So senior night, we always talk about the senior leadership and, the role they play in a successful team. But this year, more than most, this senior class has stuck together, has stuck with this coaching staff, and has dedicated themselves to this school and to you for the last 4 years, and it's starting to pay off. Talk about your senior leadership.
Well, again, LeJontay Wester is Palmetto. He had plenty of opportunity. He was the best player. He was the MVP of this area, Sarasota, Manatee County. It was unanimous at our coaches meeting when we voted on it, and he chose to stay at Palmetto. He wasn't lured away. And again, that's the type of commitment and the pride that the community of Palmetto has. Floyd Dozier, and the list goes on and on of these guys that are true Tigers. We have 26 seniors, 24 of them have been with us since their freshman year. Obviously Quentin Rue is a Palmetto kid that made that bad decision, in my opinion, but found his way back to Palmetto, where he grew up, where he was raised, where his friends are. And so, and then, Elijah Haynes moved in from Ohio. I mean, that's it. 24 out of 26 guys are Palmetto guys, born, raised, and committed to Palmetto.
Talk a little bit about the coaching staff. Obviously, the kids have your respect, but position coaches and the coordinators are a big part of the success of this team.
Oh, no doubt. You know, Coach Ty now has just blossomed into a rising star in terms of his abilities. Pat's been with me from Jump Street. You know, Pat started off as a linebacker coach and then, you know, obviously got promoted when a couple of our coaches got head coaching jobs, and he's been a DC for a long time now, and he's battle tested. He's been there, done that. So, you know, we got a good team, we got good coaches, and we've had some good luck along the way, you know, in terms of injuries. And we just need that good luck to continue, keep everybody healthy, and see what we can do.
With this RPI ranking, we won't know until Sunday, I believe, where we're going to be. How does that affect your mentality as far as, you know, who we're going to be playing and kind of game planning for that?
Well, we're going to go back and we're going to watch this game, and we're always going to evaluate ourselves. You know, we need to get better technically, schematically, playing within the schemes that are being called. And so that's where it starts. We need to go back and look at this and learn from the mistakes that we made and clean them up and continue to get better as individuals and collectively as a group. And then you'll worry about game planning and scheming, you know, specifically for your opponent. But right now, we're going to evaluate ourselves tomorrow, and then Sunday we'll move forward.
Awesome, Coach. Great game, and we look forward to seeing you in the first game of the playoffs next week. Thank you. Hey, guys, you know, as I'm sitting there interviewing Coach Marino, you got the kids running by, singing happy birthday to somebody on the team. I'm looking around. The kids are high-fiving each other and jumping and just enjoying themselves. It's easy to do that when you win, but last week in the loss, there was no turning on each other. They were supportive. They were, you know, still there for each other. They were trying to coach each other through what was going on. This is a great team, not just on the field. They're a great team as far as the team aspect and looking out for each other and making sure that everybody's doing their job and hold each other accountable. So on all aspects, it's been great, and a great win tonight, and I'll kick it back up to the booth.
Thanks very much, Tom Porter. Boy, the technology, you are clear as a bell there. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Troy Bellamy, who has the statistics from this great game, and then he'll kick it back to me, and we'll wrap this thing up.
All right, Tiger fans, there's not a lot after a 42-point first-half lead that you have to stay statistically. With the running clock, you don't get a lot of plays off. But what we did see is a glimpse into the future. You do have Josh Siplin coming in relief of Xavier Williams after his hot first half, and Josh showed us what the potential he has. I mean, you're talking about a big 6'4" quarterback that can run, he can throw, he has weapons around him. He's going to be a formidable opponent next year when he comes up and it has maybe the full range. Also, with Cedric Hickson still being a junior and a 1,000-yard rusher, we got another glimpse at a backup potentially in Kyrie Marshall, a freshman from Lincoln Memorial Academy, who ran very well tonight. He had a few carries for almost 60 yards. He had a couple explosive plays. He wanted to get in the end zone but fell at the 5-yard line earlier tonight. So we have a lot of talent here in the cupboard. And as long as they continue to work hard and build on what they've done this year and stay focused, it's going to be a bright future here for the Palmetto Tigers. The beautiful thing about this type of season here, the playoff season, is you get extra practices. It's almost like having another spring, and especially if you continue to win. So you're getting your young players some extra reps. You're getting them time in the film room, in the weight room. So what started in the spring, you know, as a small fire when we exploded against Riverview, has now burst into a full conflagration here as we finish the season 9-1, winning the district, ranked number 1, with an opportunity here to play at home for the rest of the playoffs. Again, as I mentioned before, taking an adage from the NCAA tournament, it's win or go home. This is playoff season. I'm sure that the coaches and the players, or the coaches are going to make the players fully aware of the effort and focus that it's going to take to be a champion. And that's what the goal is with this type of talent here north of the river. It's not like, you know, we have to say that. You just have to prepare like a champion. And I think that's one of the things that's been Coach Marino's mantra all year, preparing like a champion. Coming back after taking one on the nose in Tallahassee Seems like the guys are focused and ready to go. They came out. They were all business. They went right to work. Xavier Williams ended the night again, 15 of 23 for 267 yards and 4 touchdowns, all of which to LeJontay Wester, who had 5 receptions for 189 yards. He even got a touchdown call back on a 60-yard punt return. So, again, with this type of explosiveness and this type of talent, ramping up here and getting ready for the playoffs, and with the opportunity to play some of the backup players, if you want to say that, or some of the number 2s, give them an opportunity to get reps. Now we're looking at a team that has a full cupboard, and they're prepared and ready to go into the playoffs. And we'll probably see perhaps an opponent that we were familiar with. Hopefully so, and then again, you still have to prepare, because those are championship programs that still have an opportunity, and all you need is a chip in a chair, as they say in poker, for you to have an opportunity to win. So, again, tonight we were explosive in the first half, scoring 49 points in the first half. Running clock in the second half, so it wasn't much statistically, but again, a glimpse into the future, and hopefully we'll see this type of explosiveness again next week as we enter the playoffs and make our playoff run, hopefully into December. So with that being said and all the statistics being given, we'll go ahead and give it back to Brian. Thank you, Tiger fans, again for a great year and allowing me to come into your living room and on your computer screen, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks very much, Troy. Ken, have you figured it out yet? Just a yes or no?
Well, I can tell you, looking at the TigerVision scores that they've been keeping up with us for you tonight, I can tell you from our district, we're definitely in. It looks like Charlotte and both Port Charlotte have won. They will in. Braden River is tied with their game, with those other games. Those last few spots for the wild cards are still going to be up. We're going to have to wait till Sunday.
All right, so we'll figure that out Sunday. Thank you very much. I want to thank my broadcast partners, Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., Tom Porter, Troy Bellamy, and I. We thank you, the number one fans in the world. Our TigerVision is presented by Conley Buick GMC fans, for watching Palmetto Tiger football, for exciting high school playoff football north of the river in our community. You only got one place to find that, and it's with the original Palmetto Tigers. One town, one team, go Tigers.